Okay.
Hey, the hell happened to you? Mr. Beast, that's what happened to me.
What we do here is go back.
So I don't know why he's doing the iDubbbz content cop shit. Like he's doing the iDubbbz content cop shit, which is like so old school, I guess. It's a little bit in poor taste, but
content cop from Temu back at it again. So just before I get into my interrogation with former Mr. Beast employee Jake Weddle, a lot has happened since my last video. After posting, I got hundreds of messages from former Mr. Beast employees, and I had them all like send proof of former employment. You know, just people showing their support or telling their stories of you know, fake videos or unsafe practices, you know, toxic workplace, stuff like that. I'm not really gonna get into those claims because, for one, like, most people want to stay anonymous, which I understand. And also, like, I think most of that stuff's just been covered with you know, the news coming out about Beast Games and everything. And also I have like more serious allegations that I want to start covering. Also, I heard from a very credible source that Mr. Beast has been sitting on a response to part 1 because he was worried if he posted it, I would instantly respond with part 2, you know, like this is Kids Bop, Kendrick Lamar versus Drake. Also, I know Mr. Beast's secret CEO has been practically like harassing my people on, you know, hey, what's in part 2? What does he know? So I will just tell you, James, what will be in part 3, so you don't have to harass my people. It will be about serious allegations of sexual misconduct in the company and your direct involvement in covering up those crimes. And I'll make sure to give you full credit and plaster your face all over the screen when we talk about that. So yeah, I've gotten dozens of messages from former Mr. Beast employees of very serious allegations. So I just want to put a call to action at the start of this video that, you know, if you have a story, you can DM me. Just make sure you send proof of employment first, because I get a lot of DMs. And like, as much as I meme and joke around, like, I take anonymity very seriously. So without explicit permission, I don't go public with anything. And obviously, if it goes to court,
there's no captions.
I would hope they would censor your information from the court documents. I don't know. Oh, and former contestants too. That's another thing I heard after posting my last video is during the 100 Boys versus Girls video, I have people corroborating the same story that the camera guy who gave the girls a drone was making some girls feel uncomfortable. You know, you trap these girls in a circle and make them sleep on rough turf and get them high on paint fumes, and then you try to f them.
Okay, that seems really dark.
No, it's not dark. You're misunderstanding.
Chromono captions don't work. You know that it don't work. Okay, stop playing with me with this.
Me, bro.
I think I am.
Yeah, you are. Because if the girl said no, then the answer obviously is no.
No.
But the thing is she's not gonna say no. She would never say no because of the implication.
Anyway, so that will be part 3. So, you know, Mr. Beast, do with that information what you will. I know Chucky didn't want to respond to those allegations. So anyway, my interview with Jake Weddle, I chose to interview him because I thought he was perfect, because he was both on camera and behind the scenes in 2019 and 2020. And also, what people don't know is that he came back in 2021 to be the sole contestant of a Mr. Beast video, which never got uploaded because it went very badly. He also knows about another portable document format who was working at Mr. Beast while actually on the registry.
He means pedophile. So this part actually came out. The pedophile thing. Mr. Beast knowingly hired a pedophile on the sex offender registry. That actually literally came out because Ava Chris Tyson tweeted it at one of the former Beast employees, the Viking guy, who's like super transphobic. Like super transphobic, this guy, right? Don't talk about it now. It's the last 10 minutes of the video. What do you mean, bro? What the fuck? What am I spoiling it? Allegedly? Fuck you mean allegedly, bro? Wait, no. No, that part is not allegedly. What do you mean already debunked? No, this part is real. What? This guy is super transphobic. Ava Chris Tyson literally leaked when he was being super transphobic. Ava Chris Tyson straight up leaked the fucking criminal charges. Bro's on a registry. You're talking about allegedly. Like, what? You're fucking crazy if you think that that is an alleged thing. Yeah, no, this dude's brother-in-law is a registered sex offender. The tweet itself confirms it. Motherfuckers are like, oh, the allegedly registry. Allegedly, there's a 3-minute ad break at the top of the hour, Chad. How about you allegedly fucking avoid those ads by subscribing for $6 or for free? Allegedly. All right, let's get back to Mr. Beast.
More into that story at the end of the video. So I got his DM, drove straight to New York overnight, did not sleep, just drank a bunch of caffeine, and I also only had one microphone in the interview, which he's wearing. So it's mostly just him talking. Also, like, final thing, people said my last video started slow. This video also starts slow. It builds up over time, but I'll do the retention thing and say, the ending will blow your mind. It's crazy. Yeah. Okay. Jake Weddle, everybody.
I'm Jake Weddle. Most people who, if you know me from Mr. Beast, I'm a deep cut. I'm in a few of the videos, sometimes maybe purposefully kept to the shadows a little bit. I'm in the cutting room floor a lot of the time. But I've been in some videos. I've worked on a lot of them. I was there from 2019 to 2020, 2021-ish when I came back and did some more. I was there when they were authentic.
Bro, this vid is absolute shit. Wait, why? This vid is dumb as hell. Wait, why is this shit? Why are chatters saying it sucks? Is it because of the editing? Because, like, because there ain't no fucking way. It just is. Bro, there is no way we have, like, whole ass, grown ass adults that watch me that are, like, avid Mr. Beast heads. Like, there is no shot. Right? Like, there is just. Because I've seen a bunch of people in here. Like, I think the editing is weird, especially because of, like, the severity of the allegations. But I genuinely cannot comprehend people being like, nah, dude, this video sucks. It just sucks. Like, please, Mr. Beast would never do that. Like, you'll see it's dumb.
And then I saw the transition to what I feel like is a company. He's like a TV show now. It went from YouTuber guy with a camera to Amazon. The culture around there was very unspoken, but there was a vibe. There was half the people who.
Nah, bro, this guy sucks. He was calling love with controlled opposition for asking for sources and talks to Nazis. Are you talking about his old video, the first one? Because I never even watched the first one. Also, I listened to Ludwig interview this guy, the guy who made the video after the first video, and he literally was a Lud bud.
If you made Jimmy happy, you were on the good half. And these people got random bonuses and were usually moved up, had more screen time. And then there was people who, if you had a disagreement or butt heads with Jimmy or just you didn't like it, you know, you were the other half. And I consistently was in the half that Jimmy doesn't like me. That's fine. I don't like him either. It's okay. Oh, that feels so good to say. I don't like Jimmy. I hate you so much. He didn't want anyone to get more popular or have more of a way out necessarily. Like, oh, I'm doing my Twitch thing on the side. Don't do that because you could get famous and leave and talk about me negatively. And I could tell that the yes men were, you know, doing well. And I was, you know, disgruntled for quite some time. So I've talked to reporters, right? Like publicly. And I've always had to choose my words very, very carefully because I don't want to say anything I don't stand behind, obviously. So I used to talk to people. I used to glaze Jimmy publicly for things I do genuinely think are true. But then it's like, well, how come you didn't talk about the working conditions? Well, I wanted a career. I didn't want to, you know, speak ill of YouTube's golden boy and then I'm blacklisted forever. I tell people I was talking to you, and they go, "Don't, what are you doing? You're going to kill your career." It's like, I have to or I'll be sad. If this is the moment, we're going to talk about it. So as far as that, that's my covering up of why we didn't talk about XYZ sooner, but now you know.
What would you say is the fakest video that you worked on while you were there?
Fakest video that I worked on while I was there. This is the extent of the fakeness that I was involved to. This is admitting to my complicity. I was a writer there, and we were working on a video, crushing my friend's car with a rock or meteor or something. It was a rock or a meteor in the title of it. I can't remember, but he wanted to do a prank where, unbeknownst to the person, he takes a rock, crushes their car, and they're supposed to think a rock came out of space.
We're gonna take a meteor and we're gonna put it on Weddle's car. We're gonna take another meteor and put it on Marcus's car. Both of them have no idea that we're doing this. Weddle and Marcus are probably shocked. They had no idea.
And so that
No, it's not. Hey, man, it has the videos being faked is inconsequential. It's like, fuck, chat, shut up. I wouldn't be watching this. Oh my God, I'm gonna fucking stab myself with this fucking toothpick. Hey, dumbasses, I know Mr. Beast videos are fake. I'm not 11 years old, okay? Are you? That's not the main reason why I'm fucking watching this shit. I don't care about Mr. Beast videos being fake and staged, okay? Of course, everybody knows that. I don't even give a fuck about like the reality TV aspect of it all. Or like the competition is faked. Like, yeah, of course.
that was the one and only time I had to, huh? My car? What? And on the fly, I saw him, because Marcus was in that video. So Marcus is calling his mom. Marcus genuinely had no idea. He genuinely had no idea. But, so Marcus is calling his mom, and his mom's freaking out. And I'm like, oh no, they're gonna call my mom next. So I had to text my mom, who had to beg to get the title very quickly. Now I'm texting my mom, I go, Mom, I'm about to call you about the meteor thing. You have no idea? Be surprised. And then I hit send, and then they go, call your mom now. And I call my mom and I tell her, and oh, she should have got the Oscar. Oh my God, on the fly, she goes, what? I'm on vacation. Mom, my car has been destroyed.
Wait, what?
A meteor hit it.
Dude, I'm on vacation. Do you understand?
Yeah, I did that video, and they're supposed to give me $10K to put down payment on a new car, and they wanted me to get like a big flashy new car. $10K was supposed to be a down payment. And I can't afford a big flashy new car because I work at Mr. Beast. So
I must be stupid because I thought he made real videos, but I don't actually watch Mr. Beast. You thought Mr. Beast dropped a meteor on one of his like beastable guys' cars? Like an actual, like he has the capacity to do such things? Okay, where does this get to like the actual severe allegations?
Like I talked about was there was another writer there, older comic, black guy. He had a kid, and I got paid more than him, and I thought that was wild because he was older than me, had a child. We're doing the exact same job, and I'm some 20-year-old fucking white guy. Why am I getting paid more than him? I brought that up, and one of the things I didn't like about the way some of the V stuff shook out was.
Bro, that's not the faked part. Wait, why is he crying? I skipped too fast.
I feel really guilty about the way this like shook out. Yeah, I was talking to this other writer, like it's fucked up, you know, that's how the pay is, and I want you to get paid more, you know, because you deserve to get paid more. You know, I don't have a kid. And he didn't want to rock the boat. He desperately didn't want to rock the boat. He's just, I like my job. I like, you know, because when you grow up with, you know, nothing, not to say that he did, but I know I did, you know. You get a little something, you don't want to lose it. So he didn't want to rock the boat. But he said, hey man, if that's how you feel, you know, like if that's like, I trust you. He stood with me. He went in that meeting with me. And I said my piece and he backed me up. And I said, I need XYZ or I'm out of here. And they said, bet. And they gave me a severance check the next day. And they gave him a severance check the next day. And if I knew he was going to lose his job too, I wouldn't have done it.
13, 15 and where it starts? He cries a lot, apparently. That's what chatters are saying.
Me, I was over the moon. I was like, you're going to give me a check and I get to leave? You know, I don't get to deal with the yeah, how many Orbeez can I fit up my asshole every day? You know, and I get to go home and you're going to pay me to leave. I was over the moon. And he was devastated. He did not want. I said, he just wanted to be in the room, you know? And I really regret that. But, you know, me and him are really still tight. We're still good friends. Is he doing good? Yeah, he's doing good. He's a good guy. I love that guy.
That's crazy. Bro's wearing the fucking content cop uniform while the dude is crying in front of him because his friend that he brought to the company wasn't getting paid well. That's crazy. Bro, why did you do this like this? He should have just like locked in and you know, maybe locked in a little bit on audio as well. What? What is this even issue that this guy's babbling about? Literally sounds like a spoiled brat that has never experienced workplace conditions. Yo, what is happening in the chat? Did we bring like a weird level of fucking liberals into the community in the past week or so that like have turned into... Chat is going pretty wild. Like, chat's going pretty fucking wild. I don't really understand. Not to say bro is lying, but vibes are off. Vibes are off because it seems like a very serious subject matter. And it just seems like very, like the way he's talking about it, like the way he cut it, the way he made it is kind of not serious. Not this guy, the other guy, the guy that made the video.
You're doing good. Kinda, yeah.
Some videos feel better.
Honestly, best thing I could have done for him. Now that he's very, very far removed from all this crazy shit, I guess.
Do you think Jimmy really enjoys doing good and helping people?
I think Jimmy wants to be the best YouTuber. I think he is laser focused on one goal.
Yeah, I hate that he leaves it irrelevant. He fake view shit along with actual serious criminal shit. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I don't care that he fakes his views. Like, I legitimately don't care about that. Like, I am not a fucking baby, okay? I'm not going goo goo gaga. Like, I don't care. That's, of course he fakes his fucking videos. He's making YouTube content, like.
Goal. And I think whatever he has to do to achieve that goal, he'll do. And I think it was the smartest decision for him that he calculated, because he's very good with numbers. If I donate to charity, people can't say I'm shitty. If I give this homeless guy 10K, what do you mean I'm a bad guy? But I've always thought,
I mean, that makes sense.
If you're going to do something nice for somebody and you stick a camera in their face while you do it, then you didn't do a nice thing for somebody. You gained something. There was a homeless guy on the street and you saw an opportunity for yourself and your image, and you gave one guy $10,000 who needed it to eat, and now the revenue you generated from that video is way more than what you gave. I think when he's generous on camera, it's the least authentic thing in the world. There's an element of, oh, hey, you're crying. That's so good for camera. I'm so glad if you're crying because you're so thankful that you got XYZ, and then you go, oh, I'm so glad he needed it that bad so I could come in and, can you cry more? Oh, it's so good for the camera if you could. Oh, it made me uncomfortable that I was working there, and I didn't like it, and I vocalized it sometimes, and I think that's why I wasn't on camera as much as they said I was going to be. I was told at one point that I was going to be like fourth banana, it was going to be Jimmy, Chris, Chandler, me, and then that never happened. And I remember talking about that, like, hey, I thought my contract said XYZ. And then I got the severance checks. So, whatever, all that regard.
So after your severance checks, how was your relationship with the company? I know you appeared in videos after that, right?
Right. So in videos where I was appearing in later, that's why you keep nice publicly. If you're nice in public, hey, Jake was nice in public, let's have him back for something. Yeah, sure. So I was hoping they call back, And I appeared in some videos after I left. I think one of them was 3 days in a maximum security prison. If I did do mini challenges in that, I got paid. I was, clocked in with a rate, and I would get paid and compensated for those. But there was one video I was in. I got paid a lot for it, but it didn't come out.
This is the part that's important.
There was a video that came out probably like a year ago, something like that. It got a lot of hot water when it came out. It was the surviving like $10,000 every day you survive in solitary, or surviving solitary for whatever. It was one of those solitary confinement videos that got a lot of media attention because everybody saw the premise and thought, what? You shouldn't do that. And people don't know that was the second attempt. The first attempt was on me, and it didn't go well. I was already planning on moving to New York, and I had worked at a couple of.
Okay, here's what it is. This guy used to work for Mr. Beast. He's appeared in a shit ton of the videos. He's a former, albeit somewhat disgruntled employee. So there's a case for him to. There's a motive for him to be like obviously upset about Mr. Beast. Having said that, however, so far it's a whole bunch of stuff that I didn't really pay too much attention to, but I think one of them was like he brought his friend over to the company, but then his friend wasn't getting paid a lot and he got really upset and he literally said he didn't get paid enough. And then they both got severances afterwards. But the real fucked up shit is what he's about to describe, which is a video that Mr. Beast shot but never actually ended up releasing, because the video was actually solitary confinement, American, Supreme Court certified torture. Supreme Court certified torture that they basically did to this guy. And he actually experienced some psychological trauma in the aftermath of that video. They didn't actually literally reveal they didn't actually film the video, or they filmed it, but they didn't actually ever end up publishing the video for that reason. But yeah.
YouTube companies after Beast. And I had a little bit of change in my pocket, the most change I had in my pocket ever, small potatoes, compared to Beast bullshit. But, I thought I had enough to move to New York or whatever. And I get a call from somebody over there, and they go, "Hey, they want you for a video." I was like, "Oh, amazing, great, cool, thank God." What's the video? And they tell me the pitch. And they try to make the pitch sound like it's going to be like a walk in the park.
It wasn't his friend. It was an older black man with a child who worked there, who was paid the same as him. He thought that was wrong because the guy had a kid. Said they should be paid more. Then they fired both of them.
The pitch is 100 days in solitary confinement. But don't worry, you only
paid less than him. Sorry,
have to last 30. We have a video. They're pitching it at first it's gonna be a luxury vacation. You're gonna have a hot tub and an ice cream machine, and part of the video is gonna be you deciding what items am I gonna get rid of today, and it's the choice. They were it's only gonna be bad for me to last 5 days tops when you have nothing left. You're the first. It's gonna be a breeze for most of it, and by the end of it, after 30 days, you're gonna get $300,000 because it's $10,000 a day. And I don't know, man. I grew up poor.
Also, the fake, Mr. Beast fakes the videos is for Mr. Beast and co, not for other random people, not for people that are lower on the totem pole, or not for random people that they bring forward. For random people that they bring forward to do the videos, they usually don't fake the videos.
Or North Carolina. I said, "Excuse me? I'll dance for you if you put that kind of money in my face, sure." They were "You're going to be locked in this room, and we got to make sure you're on all the time. We're going to have cameras on you all the time, and you're perfect for this because you never shut the fuck up." On paper, I was okay, I can do this, and they always cut me out of the videos. They always, and I was, editors have told me that it's because you have too much of a personality. And so with this video, I thought, this is perfect. It's a video they can't cut me out of. I'm the guy. And so I thought, well, if I have to do this, if I have to do solitary confinement in order to do the things I want to do, then I will do that. That I held my tongue and I swallowed my pride and I tried to do one last ride. And I get there. And at first it's fine. And they had just freshly painted the set. You could smell it, which that's probably not good. The smell of fresh paint in your surroundings for the next XYZ time. It looked good on the visual. It looks good on camera. It's movie magic bullshit. It was a terrible facility. It was in one of the studios. They had to get a separate tank for septic stuff. There was a hot tub in it. There was an ice cream machine. Things were cool and funny on paper. But when you think about stuff, a hot tub that's not connected to a filtration system, give it 3 days, it's gonna stink. There's not a hot water mechanism, so the hot tub was a lukewarm tub at best, which was a silly complaint, but the shower was always cold, and you're taking a quick shower, and I had cameras 24/7 on me, and the ice cream machine, let's talk about that for a second. The ice cream machine has 2 modes, on, and off, reeking of smelly dairy, mildew. So I got to choose which sense was assaulted at a time. I couldn't have all of them good. So the little things started to build up. There was the bug thing wasn't terrible, but it was a factor. And at first it was fine, and you're playing it up, because it's a video. And it got to a point where they weren't turning the lights off. I asked them, I said, "Can we have nighttime hours?" And they said no, because it would fuck up the time lapse shots. The time lapse of what? Me sleeping? Or me not sleeping? Yeah, I saw in other videos they did you're gonna get XYZ hours of sunlight. Oh, great! Want to know how they figured that one out? I didn't have it. You know, one of the things was you got to take away your clocks. They didn't know what time it was. Okay, I got no access to the sun. I got no access to clock. I don't know, like, the lights are on me all the time. I wasn't sleeping. I could not sleep. And I have insomnia problems now, but they might have started there. I had good people looking out for me. I had a lot of good people looking out for me saying, this we got to stop. So I just wanted to turn the lights off. And I'm vocalizing to people, I wish the lights could turn off. And I go up to my friend, my good friend. And I go, they're not turning the lights off. He goes, what? That's a war crime. We're not allowed to do that to terrorists. Oh!
Wrong. America is allowed to do that to terrorists. Just to clarify something. Yes, it is a crime. Yes, it is torture. Yes, America does it to its enemies.
Oh, good. 24 hours breaking the Geneva Convention, I guess, is what we're doing. So, you know, they're giving me, you know, melatonin, you know, it's not helping, you know, and then Jimmy would come in like every other day for like an hour, you know, to check in on me because he's doing other stuff. You know, I'm just the guy in the cage over here. He'll come back to me in a minute. And so he'd come by, he'd get the shots, he'd leave. Sometimes he'd have a note from the director over the phone. That would really piss me off. This is the note I got from the director, from Jimmy, when I'm receiving some cash. He said, Jimmy said, can you say to the camera how thankful you are that now you can pay back your student loans? You know how hard it was to do a take of that? And pretend to make it genuine? I don't want to have student loans. I don't want to be in a cage. But Jimmy's the guy with the money, and if you do what he says, he'll do what you want. You want your student loans paid off? You just be in this cage. And you have power over people. When one person doesn't have resources and the other one does, and they hold it over your head, and you go, of course, yeah, I agreed to it.
Yeah, there's a lot wrong with this, but if he signed for it, is this a legal versus moral thing? No, dude, what? No, you can still be liable legally. You can't just like, dude, chatters think this is like a libertarian dystopia that we live in, and in some respects it is. So like, I don't fault you for thinking that, but no, you can't just like you can't just like offer someone a contract voluntarily to do certain things. For example, you cannot voluntarily like contract yourself into slavery. You can't like, you can't sign a waiver to be like, you can kill me, for example.
I needed it, of course. Just something about like having the cameras on me all the time. Like I was not having a good time, but we were filming a video, so I was trying my best to be funny. You know, I'm a dark comic. You know, I got bits about. I had a very traumatic life. I have my dad is in jail for sexual assault of a minor. You know, so this kind of stuff is very near and dear to my heart. You know, I don't fuck around with this shit. Yeah, I have jokes about that in my act. You know, I joke about it because, you know, that's what you do in a traumatic experience. You know, abusive relationships. I get out of it. The first thing I do is I do a tight.
Yes, you can. BDSM is an example of voluntary torture. Dude, that's consent. You're talking about consensual sexual acts. What the fuck are you talking about? BDSM is not like a contracted. BDSM is about the person receiving the torture volunteering for it and consenting to it. And even then, there are very specific boundaries of like what not to do. You can't literally fucking be like, oh, well, this person was into BDSM, so I literally stabbed them in the gut. You know what I mean?
I'm fine about it. You know, so I'm in this situation where my mental health is not good. My physical health is getting worse, but we're filming. So I'm doing bits. I'm talking to the camera. And I'm being, you know, like, hey, it's been a couple days, I'm not doing so hot, you know, which if I'm filming a video, that's what I should be doing for the camera, but it was too real. If they're faking videos, why couldn't we fake this one? You know, if we're allowed to let these cast members have some time off of this difficult challenge, how come we couldn't turn the lights off? How come we couldn't maybe not have some time-lapse footage for 10 seconds?
Did you try to get out?
Yes! I was starting to calculate, I don't know if I could do 30. How much can I, well, how can I manage to get out of here sooner and still have a video and still have some cash and get the plug, man. I did. Since we're doing time-lapse shots and since they insisted on time-lapse shots, I said, all right, we'll give you time-lapse shots back. I put my YouTube on with the whiteboard they gave me. And I was like, all right, yeah, go ahead and scrub that footage. You know, you got that whiteboard. Oh no, either that goes in or this footage is unusable. And then, you know, James Warren came in and erased it. You know, fucking, you know, don't put that. Hey, we can torture him. Don't you dare let him get a plug in there. You know. Like we were playing up the joke. You know, it's like, oh, I'm the boy in the cage. You know, whatever. Like I'll play into a joke. Whatever, it's fine. It's just something weird about when Jimmy jokes. I have jokes about my dad because I love jokes with my dad. I'll joke with my dad all the time. That guy's a piece of shit. I hate my dad. But I have friends that make fun of my dad. That's fine, because I know their intent. I know where they're coming from. When Jimmy joked with my dad, and I said that to seem weird. I don't like it. We were doing that, one of those hide and seek videos. Again, you know, at the time, they were a lot realer. So I got caught. And when you get caught, you know, you go to the place where you get caught. And I don't know if there's footage of this. I don't know if, you know, I definitely didn't make the final cut. But he says to me, all right, you're going to jail, you know, like your dad. And like, it's a joke. But when my friends do it, it's fine. And Jimmy just wasn't my friend. He was my boss. And that wasn't cool. And so now, I'm locked in a cage at his whim. And I have to do things to get the cash I need to live. And I got these cameras on me all the time. And I was unwell. I had editors coming up to me saying, "You good, bud?" And I was like, "Yeah, why? You're clearly unwell." And he goes, "Well, because the footage you're sending in is haunting. Because I'm trying to be funny, but I am mentally decaying, so I'm doing bits." Someone said there is a horror cut of a video in this. And I'm sitting like, who's watching this? Like, who wants to see this? What is fun about this, the video?
This guy is such a fucking crybaby. He attached himself to a rich asshole so he didn't have to work a real job, and now he's crying about it. Dude, y'all are so weird. This is something that I don't understand about the way people operate in a situation like this, where they'll be like, yeah, I'm actually more mad at this guy for having like fucked vibes while telling his story than the guy who's like wronged him. Don't you realize that like straight up fucking has you defending the richer guy in this equation? I don't like him for some reason. Yes, I'll be honest. He comes across as like he's trying to farm a little bit. Okay, that's what it is. That's what it is. The vibes are like a little weird, and I think it's because he's like a stand-up comic, so he's doing like stand-up comic voice almost when he's talking about it. So it looks like it's just not, you know, he's not giving across like trustworthy vibes. But ultimately, I'm just listening to what he's saying. Okay. Like, nobody's a perfect victim. I don't know why the fuck you guys are waiting for that.
And so the thing that made me want to, I got to get out. I can't do another day in a year. Jimmy comes in and I'm asleep. I don't know what time it is. I don't know, it's like 2 or 3 or whatever. He's like, why is he sleeping? I don't know, because I can't sleep. And he comes in, he wakes me up.
Yeah, the guy working for the rich guy's privilege, not the rich guy type shit, is exactly what is wrong with so many fucking Americans in general. They'll do that. Like, you know what that is? That's the DMCA saga rolled into like one neat little package, but this time infinitely more personalized. You have infinitely more in common with this dude than fucking Mr. Beast in this situation. You get fucked over by your boss on a daily fucking basis. You're coerced into doing horrifying shit that you normally wouldn't want to do, but you have to do it because you need to make a living. And you're over here being like, well, he's in a much better situation than me because he at least got to do a Mr. Beast video. So you hate him more than like the same coercive elements that exist in your life being reflected on right here. It's the same exact behavior that people engage with when they're talking about DMCA and being like, fuck Hasan. He stole from fucking, I don't know, Gordon Ramsay. But like, it's not even Gordon Ramsay. It's like, you know, 20th Century Fox. It's like you're more mad at the behest of a megacorp in this situation. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? But anyway, ultimately, I get it. Like, the vibes are off. The video vibes are off in general because of the presentation of it. Okay. And his vibes are off too because he's like a comic, I guess. But just listen, just take it in, okay? Like,
and he goes, ask me why I have 2 briefcases. And I'm like, why do you have 2 briefcases? And he goes, oh, because this one's for today. You know?
He referenced your take about the transphobic lens of the Ava Tyson situation in his video about her. He seems like a fan and a really progressive guy. Yeah, I don't know why well, there you go. If he is actually a fan, by the way, that would describe exactly why Chad is being so resistant, because Chad hates having a fucking mirror faced. Okay? That's literally, I don't know if he is or not, but there is nothing Chad hates more than having a fucking mirror reflect themselves back at themselves. Chad fucking hates itself.
And this one's for the challenge. And I go, what's the challenge today? He goes, you're gonna run a marathon. You're gonna do the 22.6K, whatever it is. And you're gonna do it on that treadmill over there. The first challenge I did was a Rubik's Cube, and I'm dyslexic, I'm dumb, I don't know how to do a Rubik's Cube. So your first challenge, Rubik's Cube. I was like, oh, I don't want to do it. I was like, on camera, I don't want to do it. He goes, just do it for the thing, my kid, you know? Like, there was an element of, oh, Jake will do what we want because he's in-house. You know, that's one of the reasons why they got me. Jake's, he's an inside guy, so he'll do whatever. We can push him a little extra hard because we know he's good. I couldn't say no to the treadmill thing. Yeah. So I people who run marathons train forever, and it's still hard.
In Weddle's own YouTube video, he says, hey, Hasan, keep the family away. Hey, Moist, keep the family away.
Writer. Do I look like I run? I don't run, you know? Let alone a marathon, let alone that training for it. So I was in a sunlightless, you know.
Did you try to say no? Like, did you have a choice, or?
Based on the Rubik's Cube thing and based on all the other stuff, like there was so much pressure to.
I don't know if that chatter was making a joke or not, but if he actually said that, that would be, it's like making a Kendrick joke. Like Kendrick Lamar telling Steph Curry and LeBron James to keep the family away from Drake. I almost called him Diddy Drake.
Just do it. Just do the thing, you know? You know? And if I refuse, it's just, oh, that's the whole video. I guess the budget's, you know, so much money up in flames because Jake said he wouldn't want to do the thing. And so I wanted to be a good sport, and
Yeah, so he wanted to get out of it, and he got pressured and coerced into it. You know what I mean?
I wanted to get the boost, and I wanted the cash, and so I started running at 12. I was able to take some breaks, and I asked him, how long do I have? He goes, until I get back. And I'm running until 3 a.m. All right, I got off the treadmill. Oh, the blisters I had on my feet were like, you wouldn't believe, just all over, just these big red. I couldn't walk. My muscles were like just the lactic acid. I got off the treadmill, and then the people that came in to like ice my feet, you know, make sure I was good. Then that's when I was like, I'm done. I can't. I'm done. I'm out. I'm out. And that's when I get psych in, and I talk to the psych about how I'm not well. And like I said, there was a lot of good people over there that was saying, you got to pull him out. Yeah, I had friends that did some freelance work, and they would tell me, they'd be like, yeah, everyone knows you over there, everybody loves you. They go, oh, Jake Weddle, love that guy. Shame what happened to him. Like I'm a ghost. And I asked them, I said, how much longer are you guys going to keep me in here? And the guy goes, realistically, like at least 7 more days? No. And they didn't let me leave right away either. They wanted to make sure, everything was fine. So I just, slept for a while. They turned the lights off. And it's like they brought in all my friends, to make it.
Like, I believe him. I don't think this is unbelievable at all.
They brought in all the people I liked. And Jimmy. Then everybody was around me making sure I was good, making sure I was okay. But Jimmy had his, he was sitting in the chair turned around like an evil villain. Swear to God. Everyone was looking at me and he was like Lex Luthor over there. He turns around, he stands up. He does the exact same thing when he's pretending to have a human connection. When you're watching a video and he's like, oh, stop, you're gonna make me cry. And he touches his eye or whatever as if he's crying. He's just... I didn't have to pretend to do that shit. She says, as if rehearsed by his lawyers. Your mental health's the most important thing. Just want to make sure you're okay. And the last thing we want you to do is... I can almost hear the word Sue come out of his mouth. The S. He just stopped right before it got out. I did not get the 300K. What I got, he goes, think of it this way. At least you get to keep what you earned. You were in there for XYZ days. You did XYZ challenges, so you got, 100,000 some change, give or take. You know how much money I spent in taxes in 2021? I spent $44,000 in taxes alone. And now I spent all that money on doing stand-up. I bought plane tickets to go do comedy festivals. My family back home, I gave them a bunch of stuff that they needed. And haven't been back on a beast sept in any official capacity or unofficial capacity since then. And then they did the video with somebody else and they worked out the kinks.
Does it discredit any or all the philanthropy work Mr. Beast does on his all channels? I mean, it puts it into perspective in terms of philanthropy for content being already tricky territory. I've often maintained I've talked about this before. I maintain the position that a lot of YouTubers do horrible fucking shit. So I don't really care ultimately. I don't really care if a YouTuber is just dumping the funds back into the fucking philanthropy, and that in and of itself is gaining a lot of attention, garnering a lot of content. But having said that, I had no idea what was going on behind the fucking scenes. So that in and of itself is one of the less offensive ways in which you can make YouTube content in comparison to what most people do on YouTube and TikTok and holy shit, Kick, right? So in a world where all of that other stuff exists, I was always yeah, I don't really care that much. Because a lot of people were it's gross, it's exploitative, I hate it, it's disgusting. But bro, saying how much you paid in taxes is a humble brag about income. What? What are you? Bro, you are focusing on the wrong shit. You should be focusing on the top of the hour ad break, chatter. Okay. Also, he's not bragging. He's talking about how he was taxed on the gift, so it doesn't he was taxed on how much of the income that he was supposed to make from the video, implying that he didn't even make the amount from the video. You should be, again, worried about your own subscription right now, because at the top of the hour, a 3-minute ad break is coming, okay? I haven't been paying attention too much, but one side is saying Mr. Beast fakes his videos. No, it's the same side. Okay, as far as I understand it, the argument originally started off with like, Mr. Beast fakes his videos. I was like, no shit, duh, right? And then the videos that he doesn't fake, oftentimes the subjects in the videos that he doesn't fake are just people that he like can discard, basically. Like that's the vibe I'm getting from this video. And I think like a lot of the stuff that he's done in terms of like a competition, a lot of like, he's not going to do this to Ludwig. You know what I mean? That's what like, he's not going to fucking take Ludwig and put him in a fucking Geneva Convention violation circumstance, right? That's not happening. But like, he will do it to this guy who he's already like worked with, discarded. You know what I mean? It'd be pretty cool. I think my opinion of Mr. Beast would change if he were to torture MAGA male. Just kidding. I think I rag on Ludwig too much. And I think people think that I hate him or something. I love Ludwig. He's a wonderful person. Okay. I need to stop doing that because there's a lot of normies in the chat. They don't know my relationship with this man. So I don't want them to think that like, I don't want random people to think that I actually hate him. But nah, he's being a cutie. Okay, stop being weirdly parasocial. I know you're joking, but ultimately, like he's not like even the shitty things that he puts like even Ludwig through are very limited in comparison to like what happened to this dude, right? Because this dude is like he's not as relevant. Here's the 3-minute break now, by the way, and discardable, disposable. And I think that's basically what he's trying to describe here. So, yeah, videos are like half real, half fake. Who gives a shit? I cannot stress this enough. Even if they were entirely fake, even if every aspect of Mr. Beast's videos were fake, I would not care. I have never, in my mind, even for a brief moment, assumed that like any of the Mr. Beast shit was like real. It does not change the dynamic or the calculation for me at all, but I do care about like the conditions of the people that are subjected, the conditions that people are subjected to in the videos, in the process of making these videos. Okay, that is like real human shit, right? That's very different. So yeah, yes, I am familiar with the story of Nasubi, the Japanese guy who was essentially kidnapped by a reality TV show and had crazy issues in solitary over months and months. It's pretty wild. But yeah, I think ultimately he's basically saying like the short and sweet of it is that like Mr. Beast tortured someone for a video without giving a lot of care or consideration into this person's well-being, at least on one occasion. This occasion.
And then I'd still gotten some hot water, and I knew it would. And I've wanted to say a lot of this for a long, long, long time. And I feel good now. I just had to get that off there.
So I just want to hop in here and show some text that Jake sent me after this interview. This is July 29, 2021.
Don't you have a torture video with the Aussies? This is true. I literally also violated the Geneva Conventions in a video that has not been released yet. I waterboarded Alex. This is real. That's real. Alex also lit me on fire. So, you know, there is that. But of course, it was an incredibly controlled environment and we immediately stopped. Like it wasn't. And also, it's the basis of the video itself. And also, we're friends and equal partners in the content creation process and not like he's not my employee that I've hired. And it's not even my video. It was Alexa and Alex's video on the Boy Boy channel. I don't think the torture video is ever going to come out. Well, I love Alexa, but he takes his sweet ass time when he's fucking editing those goddamn videos. No, there's some new stuff that they're going to add into the video. That's why. How come you did that on American soil instead of Australian soil? Great question. You know, I can't do it. That's the American way, baby. Can't fucking torture people on U.S. soil. Go to Guantanamo, you can do that shit. Unless you're Mr. Beast, apparently.
Few days after you got out of solitary. How are you feeling after a few days? Better. I still couldn't sleep even a few days out, but I almost have my sleep cycle back on track. My legs and joints are good, but the blisters on my feet still hurt to walk on. Medical advice I got was not to lance them and just let them go away with time. I'm mentally still in an uneasy place, but I've gotten back on better help. My therapist is a little concerned, but we are working on things. Reminder, this is not supposed to be a traumatic life event. This is supposed to be a Mr. Beast video. Hey Jake, hope you're doing okay. Meg and I just wanted to check in on you. Hey, I'm good and I appreciate that. I'm
laughing at the BetterHelp, bro. Come on, I'm sorry. Yo, no wonder my dude doesn't seem like he's gotten enough help. No wonder he doesn't seem like he's doing all right. I'm sorry. Sorry, we lost the footage. We have to waterboard you again. Wait, is this the official Boy channel? Or is this someone like memeing? It is? Sorry, unrelated, but you are the buffest dude I've ever seen on Twitch. Respect, brother. Let's fucking go, baby. I'm not the buffest dude on Twitch. Half Thor is fucking on this platform, but thank you. Also, Tyler 1 is on this platform as well. And Canute. There's a lot of people that are buffer than me, but I'm up there. I'll take it. Hey, Alexa, you missed this? That's right, dude. This could be yours, big boy, but you're too busy in Australia, okay? I miss you. Are you natty? Yes, I am natty. Do not mod them. They are dangerously unaware of how the site works so far. That's a funny ass thing to say. I miss you too, even though you're not natty. I still think you're hot. Yeah. Well, you're going to say that because, you know, autumn and blood. I get it.
Exactly 100%. I feel like mentally I'm still recovering a bit, but back in therapy and my therapist is concerned. Haha, well, my legs and joints.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at this traumatic text message. Boy said on stream yesterday you got really angry at him and yelled place and pointed your finger at the corner of your room and he didn't know what to do. What the fuck? Yeah, I was like, place. Oh no, Kaya woke up. Yo, that shit worked. It worked.
Joints feel better. Like I can walk, but my feet are still covered on those blisters and those hurt to walk on. But I was told the best thing to do is stay off my feet and let them heal. I'm in rally with my family. Also, it'll be like a month before I get the money and they aren't giving me all the money. They're giving me what I won up to that point in the game, which was also a slap in the face, but hey, I'm out, I'm alive. Therapist who knows and cares about you. The whole thing was so fucked, and honestly, fuck them for not giving you the money. Meg and I are wishing you the best with your recovery, and please feel free to reach out if you need anyone to talk to or need a place to crash in New York. Hope you're doing well, man. That video you uploaded is money, so good. I appreciate. I'm doing better physically. Mentally, I'm still kind of in a place. I still can't sleep. I've slept 5 hours in the past 3 days, marathon included. I don't know what's wrong with me. Lots of thinking, too much one might say. Hope they're taking care of you where they can. I mean, I was kind of shocked they didn't pay me for the full 25, 30 days. They paid me what I made up to that point. Like even when we have to pull the plug for my mental health, the mechanism of the game is still at play. I'm just happy to be out. I still can't walk well, but it hurts less. And like, I'm not famous enough to burn a bridge. So at the end of the day, I'm still Jimmy's bitch. Like if I was Carl and he did that to me, I'd ruin him. and they want to do it again. That could be your leverage. If the guy breaks down also, 2 is better than 1. Yeah, right. I told them everything they did to me that they can't do again in order to make sure the other person doesn't break down as fast. But like the way the video is meant to function is the problem. It's a bad idea, full stop. It sounds clickbaity, sounds right up Jimmy's alley, but it's morally unethical like on every level. Off-camera breaks, lights off at night, visitation, take the marathon out. Marathon is—
Damn, this guy's advocating to fake the videos, bro. I'm out. I'm kidding. Makes sense that there would be breaks in the situation. Oh, now you want to fake the videos. This guy made Jimmy start faking vids. This is fucked. The better health therapist would probably like, yeah, they tortured you, but did you consider condemning Hamas? Stop. Wait, dude, come on. Why is chat not funny the whole day? And the one time we're like watching a dude relive his trauma, and you guys decide to crack the funniest jokes you've been keeping in the pocket all day. Chat is only funny when there's like something traumatic occurring. Stop it.
Is a video in itself. You can't expect someone to exert themselves like that for 45 seconds of content. The challenges really made it feel dehumanizing. Felt like a parody of Mr. Beast. I felt like the homeless guy they could exploit. It felt like if Jeff Bezos had a GIMP. Part of me wants the footage burned, and part of me thinks that there's a great horror cut in there. LMAO, he was so fake when he came in and said he cared about my mental health. They must have programmed the care about mental health updates. He said, we also don't want you to, and I swear to our Lord and Savior, he stopped himself from saying sue. Also, as far as like, he could have said no, he could have left at any time. I want to show this segment from an internal document at Mr. Beast called How to Succeed in Mr. Beast Production. Specifically on page 19, there's a paragraph called No Does Not Mean No. Already insane.
Oh, yo! That is nope. That is nope. Come on, dog. If we need a store to buy everything inside of and you call the local auction and the person that says, no, you can't film here, that literally doesn't mean shit. Talk to other employees and see if there are fans. Or if there are any kids that are fans, try to talk to their boss's boss. Have me DM them on Twitter and try their social team, etc. If after all avenues are exhausted, you are left with a no, that doesn't mean don't try the other Dollar Trees, because the manager could be a huge fan willing to bend the rules. Basically, what I'm trying to convey is what we call pushing through no. Don't just stop because, okay, this is a little different. I thought this is for like trying to make content, which is like still crazy because Mr. B's, here's the thing, okay? I thought this was like about pushing people that you're filming. So here's the problem. Mr. B's is like a dude from North Carolina who fucking filmed himself torturing himself for like years until he became like a viral content creator. So the problem in this situation is that like he didn't just become a viral content creator, he became like a Walmart brand with an Amazon deal. But the mentality, it seems, stayed as like, oh, I'm just like a small content creator. Okay? And you can't do that when you are like an empire. With great power comes great responsibility. And like when you inevitably upsize, you literally have to also take on a more responsible role in the way that you conduct yourself. You know what I mean? So like this seems to me like is a holdout from this seems to me like a holdout from like when you're just like a small YouTube channel. I say this as a content creator myself, where like you can't have this. Like, this is not appropriate at all. This line right here is not appropriate at all, right? Like, you can't have that anywhere in a document that you show people that you have employed. Okay? At the moment of employment, like, you're no longer like a 16-year-old dickhead with your friends trying to film shit. You know what I mean? That doesn't sound real. Yeah, it doesn't sound real because you're looking at it like it's Mr. Walmart, Mr. Amazon Beast, Mr. Jimmy Amazon Donaldson, and not fucking like, you know, silly boy from North Carolina who's like edgy and fucking shooting dumb videos of himself. Does that make sense? I feel like up to a certain point, you're just like, up to a certain point, the point that you have to write an article like this, like you have to put like together and compile like a best practices, the point where you have to do a best practices document for your employees that you're hiring is the point where you're done. You're done. You're no longer like a TikToker filming shit. You know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, the moment of best practices implies that you are a corporation. You can't do that. You can never do that. That's crazy. Like, bro, you're like going to FedEx Kinko's. You know what I mean? You're copying this and you're showing it to people, right? Like, you can't have no does not mean no as like one of the titles. That's crazy. Anyway. Jimmy wants your help for the next video. Survive 100 days in the nuclear bunker, win $500,000. Raiding a compound with liquid. Bro, stop. What's up, guys? Today we're raiding the military prison facility that has 9 of our bravest rapist soldiers of the Israeli Defense Force trapped in prison for what I believe is not amounting to a crime, which is, of course, okay, I can't even joke about this. Stop. All right. Let's just comment down below. All right.
Because it's sort of, it seems to be co-opting the popular anti-rape slogan, which is a terrible look given the allegations that are going to be coming out very soon. It reads, when dealing with people outside Mr. Beast Productions, never take no at face value. If we need a store to buy everything inside of, and you can call the local Dollar Tree, and the person that—
How much does this Mr. Beast shiz actually matter to you? I mean, I think it's pretty fucked up if he's torturing people for his videos. What the fuck do you mean? That's like that's important. I know that like a lot of the people don't actually care about that. Because like, you know, there's no trans people in this. So like clearly a lot of the people that were like going crazy over the Mr. Beast stuff, like don't give a fuck about the New York Times article about like the gruesome conditions that like the Amazon production put people through in the Mr. Beast Squid Games or whatever that Amazon paid for, right? Like, unless there was a trans person being tortured, in which case they would be like, oh, that's sick. We love that. And again, not enough trans in this for the Keemstars. Well, I guess Keemstar would definitely drama farm this, but I mean like all the fucking people that were up my asshole the moment that the like Ava Chris Tyson stuff dropped were like, why aren't you covering this? Huh? Why aren't you covering this? Huh? Like moments pretty much after a presidential candidate who's currently the president dropped out of the ticket and swapped the ticket for his vice president. Like, remember that? And everyone like tried to make another story off of like how hypocritical everybody was, including but not limited to everyone's favorite impression farmer, Kira, who was hot with that quick tweet, baby. Quick fucking tweet. Where is it? He had this shit. The most hypocritical streamers of all time. That fucking guy who is apparently getting cooked again on the timeline by Cardi B. Oh, why you block me, Kira won't miss. Scary dweeb. If I was Rob a man, you would be the first one since you dream about breastfeeding babies with your cock. Hashtag get the pedos off Twitter. Also, there ain't no fucking way this is what he looks like. Are we for real? This is actually what he looks like? Every single time, bro. Every single time. Accounts that don't say the N-word and say motherfuckers instead, MFs instead, but use like heavy AAVE. It's not the same ad. He's gone through multiple ads. Chatter, come on. Lamau, I thought he was black. Mr. Marcellus. One quick trick to figure out if your AAVE using Twitter impression farmer account is actually owned and operated by a white man or a non-black man in general is if they use MFs. Okay? That's I mean, even I sometimes say MFs, you can tell, you know. Yeah, this MF, this motherfucker, this MF. That's how you know the person is not a black person behind the account. You look like a motherfucker who was saying motherfucker. I do. I say it all the time. If they say the N-word, they're either a black person or a white person that says the N-word. Like they might be, there's a very high likelihood that they're a Destiny fan if they're saying the N-word all the time on Twitter. They're a non-black Destiny fan. Sometimes pretending to be black, other times openly admitting that they are white and defending the principle that white people should be able to say the N-word. Many such cases. They're either black or a white Aiden Ross fan, that too. Anyway, let's get back to this.
That answer says, no, you can't film here. That literally doesn't mean shit. Talk to other employees and see if they are fans or if any have kids that are fans. Try talking to their boss's boss. Have me DM them on Twitter and try their social team. If all avenues are exhausted and you are left with a no, that doesn't mean don't try the other Dollar Trees because the manager of those could be huge fans and willing to bend the rules. Basically what I'm trying to convey is what we call pushing through no. Don't stop because one person told you no. Stop when all conceivable options are exhausted. This is one of many tools that when combined dramatically improve your probability of success when producing here. So yeah, this idea of like pushing through no's is a big component to working at MrBeast. And the way that it manifests itself a lot of the time is like a director might tell a producer, hey, we need access to 30 acres of farmland by Tuesday or we lose $500,000. Now, if you're the producer, you obviously know that means get it done or you lose your job. So what can happen is like a producer's calling up farmers saying, hey, I need to use your land. And the farmer might be like, okay, but you know, I have animals, you can't be making really loud noises, no pyrotechnics, and you got to clean everything up. So the producer is sort of incentivized to lie and say, or maybe the producer doesn't even actually know the total contents of the video, right? Things changed last second. So they're very like, they're financially incentivized to be manipulative and sort of they're put in positions where it's like, oh, it's either the producer's job or a civilian's job, like where it talks about, hey, maybe the manager would be willing to bend the rules. Well, you shouldn't really be pressuring civilians to bend the rules. That could get them fired, you know? I'll show you a real life example. This is unused evidence from part 1. I had seen this Reddit post titled Mr. Beast leaving trash behind and debris at film site in Aden, North Carolina. Apparently he left a large boat in a pond.
Bro, you can't be like, this is unused evidence and then post a Reddit post though. You know what I mean? Like, come on, dog. Like, I'm not in any way, shape, or form disparaging this person, but like, please, I hope he backs this up. This is not just
as well as debris around the film site in the bottom of the pond weeks and weeks after the agreed time frame. This actually rendered it unsafe for campers and almost delayed the camp's opening date multiple times due to not being able to get in contact with Mr. Beast to get the stuff cleaned up out of the area. So I actually know that this is from a Mr. Beast video called Protect the Yacht, Keep It, where at the end of that video, he actually says,
and if you're wondering, yes, we did ensure the lake was completely cleaned up after this video. For the love of God, subscribe so we can pass T-Series.
Yeah, so he says at the end of the video that they made sure it was cleaned up. I was actually on site for part of this production. I was at this camp. So I decided to send an email out to the camp, basically saying, hey, I heard these rumors. I'm investigating similar incidents. And the camp responded, actually not denying the claims, going on to say, I am sure that there are no perfect film productions, just as there are no perfect people. I am grateful for the opportunity that we had to host the production.
okay. Never mind. I apologize for the disrespect. I apologize. I was unfamiliar with your game. Okay, he did. He good. This is good. This is
crew, and because
I have to pee.
grace
Fuck.
or
I have to pee
forgiveness
so bad. I'm
has
sorry.
been offered to me so freely, I will choose to offer the same. So clearly alluding to the fact that there was a wrongdoing by Mr. Beast's production team. And that's like sort of the thing is, if you're around Greenville, you know these stories of people working with Mr. Beast and it being extremely unprofessional, them not doing what they say, but they sort of get by a lot on their good public image. And like, I mean, this camp offered to host them completely for free. And I guarantee, like, if you went to the lake at the camp and you went magnet fishing, like you'd find all sorts of debris that's still there to this day. Like, they didn't clean it all up. So in the case of Jake Weddle, like, I'm sure that there were producers who were in a position of, hey, if Jake gets out early, we don't have a video and your job is at risk. So there's a tremendous amount of pressure on top of like him being delirious from not sleeping and everything to just manipulate him into staying. Which, you know, I'm sure this isn't like technically against the Geneva Convention on torture because he wasn't technically a prisoner. Like, he could have left at any time, but because of the extreme pressure to stay in, it's not really a reasonable expectation that he could have just, you know, walked out.
Because of the implication.
I think Jimmy is a awkward kid who maybe had it a little rough growing up. I can't speak on that, but I do have empathy for it because I had it rough growing up. And I think when you're hyper fixated on something, like I love stand-up, he loves YouTube, everyone fixates on a thing, I think he just wanted to be the best YouTuber so bad, and because the industry's metrics, rewarded some not great behavior, if you're just going on autopilot based on what the numbers say, you can do some things that maybe aren't good, but reap reward. And I think Jimmy just did what the industry and maybe what the system that we have set up demanded. And he didn't care who got hurt. And I think Jimmy surrounded himself with really, really not so great people, and those people were the ones making the decisions. And I want to say, really important, there are so many good people that work at Mr. Beast who are damn good at their jobs. Like, when Jimmy comes in and asks for something impossible, it's these people's jobs.
Does this characterization of Jimmy track with your experience meeting him? Bro, my interaction with Jimmy Mr. Beast Donaldson is sum total of 5.5 minutes. And if you think I can make an assessment off of that, I don't know. I mean, he was nice. He was nice to me, but a lot of people who can be fucking ruthless to their employees can be nice to other people. He even FaceTimed my cousins, my baby cousins that were big ass Mr. Beast fans. They probably still are, honestly. That's actually what I was thinking about. Where, I mean, he made me look super cool, like forever. But, like those children are not gonna see this shit. You know what I mean? He's gonna keep pumping content. You know what I mean? Like, that's his fan base. His fan base isn't adults. His fan base is children. They don't fucking know. They're the ones who literally are like, oh my God, it's real that he really dropped a meteor. You know what I mean? And their parents are not going to see it either. Their parents are also sitting there going, oh my God, he really dropped a meteor. Right?
To do it. And they shouldn't be able to make it happen, and they do.
I think he's too big to fail. I think he is straight up, like, as a content creator, as a standalone content creator, too big to fail. And no matter what the controversy is, given his marketability, given how many massive brands are now associated with him and are like financially vested in his future success, including but not limited to fucking Amazon. I don't think that people are gonna. I don't think that this will, like, he'll have a shit ton of PR to, even if he doesn't cover this at all, he will have a shit ton of PR to just move on from it. You know what I mean? I've already moved on. Video's not even over. Chatters are like, nah, dog, give me that Feastables. Like Cody Co? No, not like, bro, what? You think Cody Co's personal, like, crimes that are beyond the statute of limitation, but crimes nonetheless, are similar? No, that's number one. That's a significantly more personal crime in and of itself. And two, Cody Co is nowhere near as big as Mr. Beast is. Cody Co is not too big to fail. Y'all are crazy. Bro, you're comparing a dude with like a podcast network to a dude who has an entire, like, a dude who has audiences in languages you've never heard, okay? Not to come across like Trump here, but like, this motherfucker has like 100 million sub channels in Portuguese. You know what I mean? What are you, fucking nuts? He is a full-blown media empire, and he has product that he is selling at fucking Walmarts. You said like Drake? Yeah, like Drake. Oh man, Drake is so gone. What the fuck? What are you, stupid? No, there is no, yeah, exactly like Drake. Exactly. Drake is also too big to fail. Here in Kyrgyzstan, kids have shown me his vids. There ain't no fucking way that there's a dude who's a Kyrgyz chatter in my chat right now. That makes me feel like call me Mr. Beast the way I got Kyrgyz fans, bro. What the hell? Please don't be lying. Please be honest. Are you actually in Kyrgyzstan? Because that's so sick. Luddy says Beast needs to address the allegations, though, despite being too big to fail. Yeah, no shit. I agree. But also, I don't know. Does he? Like, obviously, from a moral perspective, yes, no shit, duh. But does he really need to? Because he's so fucking big. He can just, like, always flood the market. I feel like when he's that big, him addressing the allegations gives so much more spotlight to the allegations. Like, this video itself has, like, his first video where he was like, Mr. Beast was faking lotteries or whatever the fuck, got like I'm in a small village, Karabalta. Yeah, no way. Karabalta for chatters. I don't know if it's the same in Kyrgyz, but it is a Turkic language, I think. Means black axe in Turkish. Damn, there's more Kyrgyz chatters. Homie, I'm Kyrgyz born Russian dude who will go to Bishkek soon. Hasan is a knower. Bro, I'm Turkish. Yeah, I know what the Turkish language is. Yes. That's so weird. That's crazy. Thinking about the fact that I'm live streaming right now with 40,000 people in here and one of these motherfuckers is in a small village in Kyrgyzstan. Isn't there a Turkish city called Batman? Yes, there is. Batman.
And so
he's hiring people to stalk people to speak out, apparently. Wait, what? Bro, Feared Buck is going to get it. Feared Buck's about to get a paycheck off this. Nah, there's no way. He can't fucking do the Pinkertons on every YouTuber, bro. But anyway, like I said, 7.5 million views in like a day is nothing. Mr. Beast gets 100 million views in 2 days, 130 million views in 2 days. Him addressing these allegations would give it literal global pull. You see what I'm saying? Like so much more. He would give so much more light to the accusations. This vid was translated and uploaded to Bilibili, and the top content is drawing comparisons between Mr. Beast's videos and the original Squid Games through a Marxist lens. I love that.
So I don't think people wanted to talk about stuff because I didn't want my friends to lose their jobs. I don't care about my fucking job. I'll die in a hole. I don't care. But I don't want my friends to lose their jobs. You know? I don't want anyone's reputation to be fucked. You know? But let's just go back to my dad for a second, if I may. My dad was like a swim coach, neighborhood swim team. Everybody loved it.
Taylor Lorenz said he gave a statement to Variety on her podcast. Well, I mean, there's also AP assessments on it. I mean, there's an AP hit on it. Mr. Beast ordered a full assessment of the internal culture in his YouTube empire, as well as an investigation into allegations of inappropriate behavior by people in the company, according to a confidential memo. Addressed to Team Beast employees. The message sent Wednesday outlines infrastructure changes, including plans to hire a chief human resource. He's hiring an HR person. Bro, how did he not have an HR person? Bro, you are literally... Bro, you're a corporation. What the fuck? Bro, that's crazy. He's hiring an HR person. HR is for the company's self-preservation, okay? HR is not actually for the employees, just so you guys understand. But the fact that he didn't even have the wherewithal and like the foresight, it blows my mind. This man truly has content brain and nothing else. It actually blows my mind a little bit. I thought that he would have like better managers who would perhaps tell him like, we all have a job, unlike you, we know, lol. Bro, there's 40,000 people in here. You ever think that maybe some of them have not been in fucking professional fields yet? Dumbass. The fuck? I had a real job too. That's why I know what a fucking HR person is. Asshole. Motherfuckers think I just crawled out of my mom as like this 33-year-old man who's a fucking Twitch streamer. Assigned streamer at birth. People have been flagging poor on set conditions for ages. There's none got traction. HasanAbi even chatters in here. Yeah, HR, so the company doesn't put a no doesn't mean no clause in the value statement. Exactly. I didn't just fall out of a coconut tree, chatters. I live within the context of all that came before me, okay? Goddamn. Donates for Palestine. Yes. Company-wide sensitivity training. The expanded probe signals that troubles inside the YouTube's biggest channel could go deeper than the serious allegations facing a longtime collaborator. Acknowledged last month by Mr. Beast, whose real name is Jimmy Donaldson. As your leader, I take responsibility, and I'm committed. Dude, he's doing PR speak. Oh, he is. He's big time now. That's how you know he's big time now. I recognize that I also need to create a culture that makes our employees, all of our employees, feel safe and allows them to do their best work. A spokesperson for Mr. Beast confirmed that the memo was sent to employees. The memo comes after a turbulent few weeks for the YouTuber, long adored by his young fans for freewheeling videos of outrageous giveaways and audacious charitable acts. Donaldson admitted previously using inappropriate language last week after clips circulated online of past homophobic and racist remarks. An early production of his ambitious game show, set to feature 1,000 competitors and a $5 million grand prize, recently brought safety complaints from contestants who described a chaotic set where they lack regular access to food, water, and medication. This part is the craziest. This was a New York Times report on it. On the conditions of the Amazon Studios project that they're doing. That one blew my mind. Lack food, bitch, they didn't give insulin to a person with diabetes. Like, which is crazy because it is a multiple $1 million project that Amazon Studios putting together. I don't fucking understand how they didn't do like proper shit. It was no insulin for 24 hours for $1 million. Sounds like Amazon, though. They don't let their employees piss. No, Amazon Studios is entirely separate. No, guys. Amazon Studios literally fucking also hosts like union projects. What are you talking about? Amazon Studios, still owned by Amazon, puts out movies and shit. What do you think? Like, do you think that Amazon Studios is also making, like, when The Boys is filming, you think they're making the actors piss in fucking bottles like they're goddamn truck drivers, dude? No, of course not. Those are fucking union shops. Those are union projects, dude. What are you, crazy? That's why I'm shocked. Defending your people? No, dude. Yeah, I mean, famously. Just finished a union TV show by Amazon a week ago. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm defending the truth to people who might not be familiar with how these things work. Like, you sound silly when you say Amazon Studios isn't like Amazon. These contestants weren't a part of the union. No, the production staff in normal circumstances is supposed to be at least professional enough to not refuse insulin to a person with diabetes. You want to know but why? Also self-preservation. Not because they're like nice or whatever. When you're handling like 2,000, 5,000 random people in a reality TV setting, that's 5,000 lawsuits. What are we talking about? Hello? I'm just shocked that they hired like not a very good production company. Anyway. Because it was a reality game show, it's not surprising there was no IATA or SAG involved. That part I understand. Reality TV is like almost entirely created specifically to avoid unions. But having said that, I mean, reality TV is literally designed so that you don't need union writers. But having said that, there are still, you know, standards and practices, and especially because you want to you want to shield yourself from potential lawsuits. Anyway. Let's fucking get back to this video.
Behind closed doors is a real piece of shit. And so when stuff starts hitting the fan, what? Him? No. Surely. And then, everyone, thought my mom was the bitch, for not, the day the news broke, that he did what he did to one of the students of the team. And it's like when that comes out, you're not surprised, You just go, when I saw my dad in the news, I said, oh, you idiots. Like, I was like, no, I was, oh, dumbass, god damn it. But I wasn't surprised. And it was just consequences happening to somebody who was really good at avoiding them for a long time. And I don't know, everybody loves Jimmy. And behind closed doors, he is not super great. And that image is cultivated purposefully and intentionally. And it's branding, it's marketing, it's YouTube.
Okay, so I guess, just one final question on a serious note. Obviously, the Ava Chris Tyson drama, and, that's a known issue of traditional media. Did you witness or hear about any sexual misconduct at the company?
It's crazy. I probably hung out with Ava the most out of the main cast just because I was on Beast Hacks, now Beast Reacts. I don't know if it's still out. That was a lot of fun because it was just being silly and goofy in front of the camera. And Ava was the only person who was willing to film. Everybody else was too busy or didn't want to, and I was just trying to do my job. Sometimes there'd be like an offhanded joke that's a little gross. I mean, I'm a stand-up, so I'm very desensitized to that. I didn't hear anything that was like, whoa, that's crazy. Like when I saw, the reason I messaged you instead of talking to reporters sweetly like I have been was when I saw the Discord stuff because when I got there, it was like 2019. So I guess if the timelines add up, that would have been like handled, for lack of a better term. And then they started bringing more people on. Maybe they thought they had that under the rug, all right, we handled that. Now let's bring in some writers, And when I saw it, all that stuff start coming out. And the potentiality, as of this moment of recording, I know this has been happening fast and stuff has been coming out so fast. Just the potential that Jimmy could have been in those Discord chats, or even the potential that he participated in those Discord chats.
I thought he was, no? I thought he was in the Discord.
After the shit he did to me. If you're gonna make fun of my dad, I don't care what happens to me and my career and reputation after this. I had to say some stuff. So whatever happens at this point.
Outside of Ava Chris Tyson, did you notice any or hear about any sexual misconduct at the company?
I've heard rumors. I can't confirm or deny anything. I don't have any tangible evidence, but I've heard stuff that if it could be investigated, that'd be great. But it's like water cooler talk. But I've heard things, yes, of course. I heard, people have been let go for sexually assaulting some very young people. The idea that Jimmy didn't know, or that Jimmy was covering stuff up. He didn't want stuff to come out. He's very careful about his image. The tangible proof that he knew but covered it up. How do you prove that, Well, there was a known sex offender, registered sex offender, convicted sex offender on the registry and everything, who worked there.
Chad, this is not about Ava Chris Tyson. This is about the dude named Delaware, okay, who was a registered sex offender from Delaware. Can you hide your face cam? Wait, what? Why? Bro, I got the weirdest motherfuckers in here. I swear to God. I saw the video originally and the blur wasn't there. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Maybe they have like information or something. I don't know.
And like you can, you know, someone pees in public, you're on the registry, you know, you get it. You can still have a job after you're on the, that's one thing. You know, you go to prison, you get rehabilitated, that's one thing. You know, like if you do your time, that's fine. I think there should be rehabilitation in this country. But that guy, from what I hear, I can't confirm or deny, from what I hear, he's on the registry for doing some not great stuff to some underage people. And they knew that.
So what happened is they knowingly hired the Mr. Beast franchise knowingly hired a dude named Delaware. It was Jake the Viking, the transphobic guy. This guy's brother-in-law. Okay, this is also a former Beast guy, former Beastable, who's been getting a lot of mileage off of like Mr. Beast is, you know, queering the children with trans people or whatever the fuck, right? And the only reason why we know about this is because he was being transphobic as fuck to Ava Chris Tyson, and she just came out and posted this dude's brother-in-law being a pedophile, like an actual straight up in the sex offender registry pedophile. Okay? And they hired him knowing that he was a pedophile. And it's not even alleged, like like all of this stuff he's on the sex offender registry. Okay? Anyway, let's continue.
You're working at a channel that has underage people on and around and is targeted to underage people. And they covered up the fact that not only did he work there, but he was like the manager when it all started. And you know that he knew, and because he'll be in videos, he'll be in thumbnails, he'll be around. And whatever he is, he's wearing a mask. Why would you wear a mask? Why would you conceal your face? It's like, what are you concealing? That you are a registered sex offender? And that your face could be looked up on a thing? How much more can you literally cover up a sex offender with a physical mask? Like, do I have to, is it more on the nose? Or, I don't know.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Especially because he's like making kid content around kids. Like, that shit is devious. Like, that part is actually fucking nutty. All right?
Why they let him go, because there's rumors back and forth, you know, so I don't know why they let him go, but he did leave at one point. Even if that guy didn't do anything, they still knew about it and he was still around. And what if he's one of the people in the Discord servers? What if he's not? I don't know. But when I was there, they called him Delaware. It's like, why do you call him Delaware? I didn't know. Apparently they called him Delaware because he's not allowed to go back to Delaware. That's his nickname? Colloquially? Like, you know, yeah, it's Delaware. Don't ask him why, you know? The fuck? Did you know about it? The likelihood that he didn't know is astronomically low.
Bro, what the fuck did you just send me? This chatter went, I'm browsing my Reddit and you showed up. And you randomly caught a stray. Am I a bad judge of character? Me loving Onision as a kid, learning he would have loved me as a kid. Melanie Martinez's music is so cool. She's a 2-time rapist who sexualized sex trafficking. I like Marilyn Manson's music. He's literally done everything evil. Channel 5 Andrew Hallahan is a funny leftist. He admits to raping dozens of college women. Hasan Piker is cool. He's a genocide denier and supported Russia. Bro, people just say anything, dude. People, like, which genocide? All of them across the board. It's what's crazy about it is like one, Boy in a Band is cool. He's a diddler. Brad Taste in music is a great defender. Victims. He's close friends with a person who's pro rape and bestiality, blah, 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 right? But it's like, bro, what the fuck are you saying? No, I do not defend Russia, nor have I ever denied a genocide, bro. Like, why do people just lie? I just don't. Attack Russia right now. Anyway, this is. I argue with Twitter. I argued with someone on Twitter yesterday. They say the same thing. Dude, what? This is. I think this is like. I've met people who get you and infrared mixed up for some reason. Wait, what? Infrared? You're the only famous person to actually talk about the Armenian genocide, but you look Turkish, so they attack lands every time. Upvote a comment from that Reddit post. Some of these things are actually not accurate and were born out of right-wing troll campaigns. FT Signifier, Jesse Gender, and Hasan Piker are not guilty of the things in here. I'm not 100% sure about ContraPoints, but I know she regularly goes back and reevaluates positions she's had and makes an active effort to improve herself when criticized. You know the drama YouTubers go to list of fake shit that thousands of people have memorized word for word? Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's just like... Here's the op of that post. Addressing you specifically in the comments. That stuff about Hasan says like what someone would say after hearing someone say that rather than actually listen to what Hasan said in context. Please watch this video. He's also a huge supporter of China and refused to acknowledge the genocide they're committing. He literally called the re-education camps and said it was awful. I don't know what more you want. You also seem to put people on the same level of evil if it's for even words they say. I watched and supported him for years. Called it. Yeah, this fucking dude. The devil works hard, but DGGers work harder. And they got fucking... And you know what, dude? They're all watching the 3-minute ad break at the top of the hour. Okay? It doesn't matter what you actually say. People will just lie. Yeah. I'm not lying about the 3-minute ad break at the top of the hour, though. That's real. That's just happening. The funny thing is, when I started watching you, like in 2017, everyone said you denied it because that was the talking points of a certain Twitch streamer, but you've talked about it numerous times on stream. Oh, the Armenian genocide? Yeah. That's like, it was so frequent because back then, people would come in and be like, you deny the Armenian genocide. I was like, I never have. And it was so much that we had an automated response. Back when I was a fucking 300 viewer Andy, there's literally a command still from the earliest days of my Twitch streaming experience. ! Armenian genocide.
The Armenian genocide happened.
That and nepotism are old school. Like those are the old school ones. It was brought back by Andrew Tate, yeah, which is crazy. Like they're just making this shit up, bro. They're just making this shit up. All right, let's keep going.
Okay, so finally I have a recorded phone conversation. The person on the other end of this line is a different former MrBeast employee talking about Delaware. Also, apparently before this phone conversation got recorded, the person on the other end of the line said that the MrBeast team was actually trying to expunge Delaware's record off the registry, and that's what actually like sparked this person to start recording.
Jimmy was like, I never sat down, and I was like, would you do it for like $1,000? Well, that's like stay up and fucking make a set for like 8 hours by yourself. You know, I'd be like, yeah, sure, whatever. And it was Reed's idea to get involved. And it was like, we need to get you an APL manager, and then we went through that whole cycle of different VPs and managers, and, you know, people that won't talk to us anymore. Because they're scared of Jimmy. And if you really don't do anything in the affidavits or testimonials from people, you have to move very quickly because one of those people are going to go back.
No, it's not RFK, bro.
Okay, so Reed is Mr. Beast's former manager who was in the last video telling Jimmy, you know, hey, don't promote gambling to children. So, you know, I think Reed's taken 2 W's this month. You know, don't promote gambling to children and don't have offenders on payroll. Also, yeah, just from where I'm sitting, it seems extremely unlikely that Jimmy wouldn't know, but, you know, I know I'm sure that's the defense he'll go with, so I'll just say preemptively, like, you know, if somehow Jimmy didn't know about Delaware, I think it's still such an extreme level of
except it doesn't matter because the dude's brother-in-law literally came out. The dude's brother-in-law literally came out and was like, no, he did know about it. There's so many of these moments where they just like straight up come out and just admit it. Like a real Dr. Disrespect style situation. This Twitter post is like after the video came out. Here's the truth. Yes, Delaware's my brother-in-law. Yes, he's an RSO, registered sex offender. When he was 21, a 16-year-old girl accused him and others of sexual assault when she was 11. Delaware took a plea deal. That's why there was no jail time, but he's still at the register. His name is in Delaware because he can't go back to Delaware. He's from Delaware. That was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. He's been back several times. He was hired before I was. The reason I got hired before Mr. Beast, before being hired, Delaware sat down with Jimmy and Sue, Jimmy's mom, and explained to them everything. He's like literally also then turning around and like incriminating Jimmy's mom as well. So yes, Jimmy knew, but again, this incident happened in 2010. Delaware was hired in 2017, 2018. Delaware was also let go from the company before I was. You know?
negligence. Like, what, you're not doing background checks. You're not, everyone at your company knows, but somehow you don't know. I think that needs more of an explanation than just saying, I didn't know. Well, how didn't you know? How did this person get into the company and you know, a company that makes content for children and is around children? So yeah, Jimmy, I think we need an explanation from you or you know, your lawyers and PR people and representatives and spokespersons and on how you could have not known that there was an offender at a high level in your company. And while you're responding to that, why not just respond to the allegations of rigging contest videos and selling fake signatures, running illegal lotteries, you know, the dangerous conditions on the set of Beast games. You should address those too. So yeah, just let us know. Okay, that was my interview with former Mr. Beast employee Jake Weddle. I know he will be coming out with a longer cut of this interview as well as other content. So I just wanted to shout him out. Jake Weddle, top link in the description. I've waited a long time to talk about a lot of this publicly, so thank you for doing what you're doing.
What is this? My friend sent this to me 2 years ago. Watched DogPack's video and honestly did not think. I thought it would just be about him underpaying staff or being mean to people. Did not expect torture and manipulation. I don't know what this photo implies. I've never watched the show. Bro, this guy, DogPack or whatever, he's gotta fucking not do this in a content cop style situation.